Welcome in everybody to the Pony Sports DTX membership interview series, and we're excited to interview one of our featured partners, offensive tackle Jaylon Thomas. Welcome in, JT. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me here, man.
Yeah, so I know we're in the summer now, but how did spring ball go?
I think spring ball was great for the team, especially as an offensive line. New offensive line coach. Really working on our technique, really learning the offense. It was really good for the whole offensive line. I think the younger guys and me stepping up as a leader. I think we're making a step in the right direction.
That's awesome. Well, so you mentioned the new coaches. Tell me a little bit about Coach Justice and how he maybe differs a little bit from Coach Ricker.
I think the biggest difference, obviously different how they terminology and certain stuff. Practice wise, Coach Justice full speed. He wants to make practice way harder than a game, which is understandable. Go into a game, slow the game down. But Coach Justice has been really, really great, really helping us with our technique and, really honing in on each individual player.
What about Coach Lashley? You remember Coach Lashley from 2019?
Definitely. The offense was moving that year. We were great on offense, great on defense also. So, it was only, personally for me to stay back and have that comfortability that I played under this guy before. It made it a little bit easier for me to stay behind.
Yeah. And so what have you personally been working on most this offseason to get ready for your final season?
I think really just fixing on my mindset, really going into it, knowing this is my final season. There's no staying back. So for me, working on my mindset, really learning how to finish. I think as a team, we've had a hard time finishing, and really honing in on that mindset of learning how to finish and just being that dog that the offensive line needs me to be.
Yeah, that sounds like a great one. And so you guys are actually getting to do some workouts with the coaches during the summer this year, aren't you?
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. So how are those going?
They've been good. It's only for an hour a day. So in that hour, how much can you really do? You can't go against the defense. So it's been good working on technique. The whole offensive line is getting better this summer, and it's just great to see our progress.
Yeah. So tell me first a little bit about what position do they have you playing on the O-line?
Right now, I'm playing right guard, but I'm willing to play any position that the coaches need me to play. Whether that be center, left guard, maybe even tackle. But hopefully, I think we got great tackles now, and I feel like they're going to do a great job.
So who's sitting out at tackle right now?
I think we have Marcus Brown, Owen, Jaylon, and right tackle, and Dalton Purdue.
Okay, and is Marcus at right tackle and Owen at left, or?
There's no really starters right now. It's kind of just we haven't really got the fall camp yet. Those were really your starters. So I think everybody's just competing, trying to get stronger this summer to really go out and compete during fall camp.
Yeah. Have you gotten any reps at center, or are you primarily been at right guard?
Primarily guard right now.
Who are the guys kind of working out at center?
We got Branson, Cam, Keaton Schultz, J.O. Just different guys trying to see who's the best fit for the center position. We never know until fall camp, honestly.
Yeah. Are all the O-line, is everybody in the O-line healthy right now?
Yes, we are.
Oh, that's always good to hear. And that's good. So what are your initial thoughts on, we mentioned him a little bit on Joe Bissinger and Owen Condon?
They're great additions to the O-line. We really needed it. For the depth-wise, we were kind of short in our offensive line, and adding those two guys, it's definitely going to impact the program. A lot of competition. Joe's known the Virginia staff. He's honestly one of the strongest guys I've ever seen, especially during the workout. So, it's great to have him. Competition's going to be great.
That's a great mindset to have. From it right there. So who are, from looking back at spring practice, and this can be at any position, but who are two guys that you'd kind of tag as potential breakout candidates that weren't guys who played a lot last year, who you think might have a much bigger role this year?
That's a hard one.
Really any position too. Doesn't have to be O-line, can be defense, offense, whatever.
Mm. I don't know. It's a hard question. I don't know. I mean, breakout guys. I mean, we got a lot of new guys this summer. I mean, it's kind of hard to just pick out two people from the spring when we didn't have our full team in the spring for.
For
So I
sure.
mean, uh, I can't really give you two names right now. I think we didn't really have our full squad in the spring, so I can't really name those two people right
Yeah,
now.
no, I got you, man. I know the rosters. I mean, I think Coach Lashley mentioned it and everybody else has mentioned it that I mean, when you add like 28 new players or something, it's hard to know what's going to be what until you actually see it all come
Yeah,
together.
it's crazy. I mean, like especially, I mean, when Coach Lashley was here in 2019, and we had a lot of transfer coming in that year. I mean, it's hard to tell what your squad's going to be like in the spring when you add. I mean, 28 guys in the summer,
Mm.
so it's a lot different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It'll be fun to see how that all comes together. So, what's your thoughts? Not asking you to pick one or the other, but what's your thoughts on the quarterback competition? How's it looking?
I mean, it's great competition. I mean, Preston Stone and Tanner Mordecai, even the young freshmen. I mean, they're all doing really, really good. I mean, Coach Lashley and the QB coach has been working with all of them. They all been competing, stepping up as leaders, especially during the workouts. I think the competition is great. Whoever wins the position wins the position. I mean, great competition for the team, honestly.
No, absolutely. That's the best thing you can have is great competition. And it sounds like there's more of that in the O-line room and in the QB room, which is always good to hear. So
In all positions, honestly.
yeah, no, the depth seems to really be filling in, which I know was one of the things that kind of it seems like maybe have held back from finishing in some of the other years is lack of depth and among other things I'm sure that y'all are working on. But so who would you say the fastest offensive lineman is?
Ooh, I'd probably say Cam.
Yeah.
Cameron Irving, he's very. I mean, he's pretty fast off the ball. I mean, during
Okay.
our workouts, I be trying to catch up. I be trying to keep up with him. I'm sitting at like 310. I mean, he's sitting at like 290,
Yeah.
and I mean, his speed off the ball is crazy.
Yeah, that extra 20 pounds will get you.
It does get you, but I mean, I like being at 310. So, and I'm pretty fast off the ball. I mean, at this weight, so.
Yeah, and you gotta be able to push some people around. So when you got 310 on you, it helps a little bit more than 290. So that's good. So who's the slowest offensive lineman then?
Slowest offensive lineman. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, it's like I feel like there's like a couple guys not slow. I mean, just not. I mean, I wouldn't call them slow. I mean, I think everybody's getting faster. I wouldn't say they're slow. Just
Yeah.
back in the back. I mean, back of the group. I'm not gonna name names on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. But I'm sure it's
I'm not
tough.
gonna call somebody out like that.
I'm sure I was gonna see if you can call somebody out because I've heard a few guys call some people out, which is funny. But yeah, I'm sure there's a few of those boys who are running at 340 or 350 who have a little bit more hard time keeping up.
It's a little harder when you're that weight, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
call them out.
So who's the strongest offensive lineman then?
Definitely Joe Bissinger.
Really?
Right now, definitely Joe Bissinger.
What's he pushing up?
His numbers are ridiculous. I think I saw him front squat 405 the other day, and I was
Oh,
like whoa.
yeah, that's some grown man numbers right there, man.
He's definitely strong. Yeah, he's strong.
Mm, wow. And so flipping a little bit to your counterparts, who would you say the toughest defensive lineman on the team is to block?
I think there's a couple guys that's hard to block. I think obviously Eli,
Mm,
strongest guy. I mean, one of the strongest people I've ever seen in my life.
mm,
He makes it hard just for his strength alone. And
mhm.
when you add speed on top of his strength, I mean, you had to be very technically sound to really block somebody of that stature. Devere Leviston, I mean, his length gives him, so many
Yeah.
opportunities to do a lot of things. So um, I think as a D line, our D line, our starting D line is really, really good. Even Gary's hard to block sometimes when he gets going. Nelly, I mean, his quick first step off the ball is
Yeah.
crazy. I think there are a lot of them. I think they're all balanced. But Eli and Devere are really hard for me to block.
Yeah. Is there a young guy on the D line that just noticeably that you're like, man, for a freshman or for a sophomore, that guy's pretty tough.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Even during last season, during our scout team periods, Jay Jones and Jay Stam,
Yeah.
young kids. I mean, both. I mean, they're both really, really good. I mean, they weren't giving me problems, but they were like making me actually work. As I mean, they're freshmen at this time. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, y'all really like they're really, really good.
Yeah, Jay Sam's got that length, man.
He does, and his motor runs high. So I mean, that's always one for a defensive end.
Oh, that's good. So interesting one for you too. Who's the biggest trash talker on the D line?
Ooh, that's hard. What's crazy is I don't really. Most of them don't even trash talk for real. I'm gonna say Gary.
Gary. Okay.
Gary.
Yeah, I'm sure he's no like I at one point I asked who the biggest trash talker was in the team, but I think I had 10 straight Brandon Crosley responses.
Oh,
So
he crosses. He owns the trash talking.
yeah,
Right?
so I had to kind of tailor it down to a group because we're like, we get B Cross is the worst, but
Like Big Cross he's always gonna talk. He's always gonna talk. I mean, that's just the corner position. So
oh yeah, but that's what you love about the corner position. You have to have that mindset where you just get burned for 40 yards and it's like, man, you're still trash.
I love it too. I love that griminess.
Oh yeah. Well, so do you have any weird football superstitions?
Football superstitions? Not really.
Yeah.
Um, I just go. I mean, I just go out and play.
No pregame meal or need to wear the same shirt or
All
right.
Really.
Well, what about so who's the funniest coach on the staff now?
Funniest coach. I don't know, honestly. As an offense, I would probably say, I don't know. I don't really find all the coaches funny.
They need to work on their joke games, man. They're all too serious.
I mean, I think it's like an age difference. I mean, some things that might have been funny so long ago, not so funny anymore.
Yeah.
And it's really just an age difference. I mean, they might say something that may be funny, but it's just not. Yeah, I'm gonna laugh, but I think there's an age difference.
I got you. That makes sense. So who then this one should be easier for you. Who's the most serious coach?
I'd probably say no, not Coach Likens, not Coach. Coach Justice not serious. I mean, they serious, but I mean they're not. They're like a fine line. I think all the coaches are a fine line between serious and not serious.
I've gotten a lot of Coach Tibbs is the most serious on the D line.
No, yeah, he's definitely the most serious on the D line.
Yeah. Well, so last one for you. What goals have you set for yourself and for the team in 2022?
Definitely team goals, win the championship, go to the New Year's Six Bowl. And then we got to finish the season. Like we could start off great, but we got to be able to finish, and that's been the problem. We've been trying to fix it. So hopefully we come out and we finish this year. Personally, for me, definitely get first team all conference, become a leader on this team, be the team captain, and definitely hopefully try to get all American. Honestly, I think I'm really good, and I think there's not many people better than me. So I'm going to show them.
Yeah, and I know I said last question, but I'm curious for this take on you because I remember you being a all conference. I think it was your sophomore year, and then last year I know you had battled some injuries or what have you learned to kind of feel like you can get back to that all conference status and I mean that all American status where I think you probably thought you could have gotten last season.
I think for me last year, I think it was more the injuries that kind of held me back. Didn't really, after USF, and then we switched around a lot too as an offensive line. I started the year off at guard. I was playing tackle at 330.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's hard. I mean, I didn't have my quick first step like I used to have. And then you put that on top of an injury. I mean, I wasn't really myself last year. I'm feeling great this year. I mean, I feel I can go out there and have an amazing season. Yeah. And I mean, that's just the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I think you're one of the guys that I was talking to a few other people the other day. One of the guys I think a lot of people are sleeping on, just because like what you showed in some of your past years, and you're dinged up all last year. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Jaylon's pretty good. And it's like, dude was like the second highest rated lineman on PFF as a sophomore. Like, this guy's pretty darn good. So
One bad season, I hurt ankle for real, honestly. But you know what? I block the noise out. I get back to work, and I'm ready to come on the show. I just want to prove everybody wrong.
Hey, well, we're gonna be cheering for you, and we're excited to see what you can do this year, man. But that's all we got here for Jaylon. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Please join Pony Sports DTX membership for fees if you have not seen it yet, and you can check us out at ponysportsdtx.com. Other than that, see you next time. Thanks, JT.
Appreciate it.